What's good? What's good, baby? Arthur Moats solo edition, little space talk vibe with it on the weekend. And just figured, man, we got a lot of stuff that we've been discussing throughout the week on the podcast, man. Always plenty of content to, chop up and discuss, man. But I did want to take some time today to tap into some of these mock drafts, man, because obviously y'all do a excellent job, man. Excellent job of sending in all of the mocks, man, anytime we request them for the podcast. And y'all never cease to amaze us with that. So man, I was like, you know what, let me make sure I take some time today to drop a couple of reactions to. I got, I think, 5 total mocks, man, that I'm gonna react to and stuff like that today, man. But I figured it'd be a good little time, man. Besides, it's Saturday, right? What we got going on? I mean, I'm over here, let's see. Wifey that had the birthday. It's been amazing. And she green lighted all this, just throwing it out there. In fact, she's the one like, babe, I mean, shoot, go ahead down and go ahead, drop some more content. You seen that 40-minute Justin Fields film session the other day, right? Yeah, all right. She digging what we got going on down here, all right? So that's what we're going to keep it rolling. And y'all keep rocking with me. So salute each and every one of y'all for that. Also, let's see what else we have today, man. At some point, we're going to have to redo a giveaway as well, man, because we did that initial Steelers giveaway back in February. Shout out. But the problem was my man never came back to claim the prize. So I figured after a month, man, bump that. We got to go ahead and open that back up. So we're going to do an official giveaway today, man, for that Steelers Terrible Towel, the signed Arthur Moats photograph, and my signed copy of my book, The Moats Theory of Life. All right. So we'll do that at some point today on the stream. All right. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good one today, man. So with that being the case, you know how we started off, man. Drop it in the comment section where you're tuning in from, and then that way I give you that big boy shout out to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. As you see, the drop happens whenever. Sometimes it's live, sometimes it's pre-recorded, sometimes it's for the upper room. But either way, man, we're gonna have some fun with this day. And I see y'all shouting out the hoodie, man. Salute y'all. This is my this the Drake hoodie, man, from the concert for all the dogs. All right. And no, I'm not picking a side. I know there's all that beef stuff going on with them celebs and stuff like that. But shoot, man, I just like how the hoodie feel, man. It's warm down here, it look good. So salute that. Salute it, baby. But where we tuning in from? Hi. I see the homie Zick Shazier in the 805,000 Oaks. Corey Martinez in the 915 El Paso, Texas. Salute to El Paso, Texas. I always think of El Paso, man, because that's why I played in my All-Star game. Texas versus the nation. They say don't go over that black fence. That's Mexico, and specifically that's Juarez. You don't want to go there. I'll never forget it, man. Never forget it. So salute you, Corey Martinez. June in the 919 North Carolina. Salute you, baby. Salute you. Oh, and I see the homie DM 4191. Salute you, DM 4191 in the 760 Fallbrook, California. It's raining like crazy here. Salute the rain over there, because we got rain over here on the east side in Pittsburgh as well, man. Nothing crazy, but yeah, you got to whip that thing in the water today. But sometimes we like that, all right? Good little change up from the sunshine. All right. The homie DD Smalls says he's driving from the driving range. Well, shout out to you. Oh, driving from his driving range as well, because he type dude got his own golf range at the crib. Salute you, DD Smalls. Salute you one time for the culture. Gregory Collins in the 727 Newport Richey, Florida. Shout out to Newport Richey, Florida. I've actually never been there before, but it sounds dope. Kung Fu Kenny in the 404 Atlanta. And then I see the homie Tyler Phillips in the 314 St. Louis. So salute you in St. Louis. And one last time for Mr. Nick Otime in Alberta, Canada. Shout out to O Canada. He said it's still snowing there. So stay warm if you can, baby. Stay warm if you can. I see the homie David Dupree pulled up with a super. Salute you on the super chat. He says, don't send janky cell phone photos of your mocks with the crying, laughing emojis. Yes, we do like to keep a little bit of a visual standard, ladies and gents. Salute y'all when y'all send them mocks in. But if you could, let's do screenshots or the direct download from the service that you use for the mock. because some of the screenshots, yeah, they do be kind of all over the place. You see some background, it be kind of crazy. All right. So salute y'all though for that. But one final update in terms of the mock drafts, right? If you're trying to submit your mock drafts to potentially have them featured on shows like today, where I'm going to go through a couple of these mocks, or when, you know, we're on the podcast, me and Deke doing it together, or if you want them on the website, artthemoats.com, right? The best way to submit those mocks are to the email address moatswinners@gmail.com. Once again, moatswinners@gmail.com. You send your mock drafts in. We get them all nice and decorated up. Then from there, we either putting them on the website, artthemoats.com, or I'll do like I'm going to do today, which is live react to these things, okay? And obviously, I know when me and Deke me on the podcast, we'll do them there as well. But without further ado, the first mock draft that we're going to react to is from the homie Rob Welton. Shout out to Rob Welton. All right, so with Rob, man, as you can see in the first round, he said, man, we got to go center. So he gave us Jackson Powers-Johnson in the first, 20th overall. Then at 51 in the second round, he went with Roman Wilson, wide receiver out of Michigan. Third round, went with the tackle out of Notre Dame, Blake Fisher. Then with his second, third round pick, 98th overall, went with Jarrian Jones, the feisty nickel corner out of Florida State. Then at 119, Tyke Smith, round 6, 178 overall. Now this is the part where I'm like, all right, the mock draft systems haven't updated to what everybody is saying in terms of guys like Joe Milton. That's why Joe was up there at 6th round. We all know Joe is going to be going a lot sooner than that. So I do understand that that part is a little bit wacky, but that's a lot of these draft systems have not updated him to that extent just yet. And then lastly, in the 6th round, 195 overall, Marcus Harris out of Auburn. So quickly talking about some of these players, man, and what I like about them, what I don't like, and, you know, ultimately, do I think this is a good mock or this could be a good fit from the homie Rob Welton, okay? So in terms of Jackson Powers-Johnson, of course, you can't go wrong with the center in the first round, especially when you're talking about the best center on the board, the best center in this class to me. Like I said, man, I think he's one of those guys, you draft him, you plug and play for the next 10 years, and you feel great about that scenario. Physical, athletic, nastiness, all the things, he checks all them boxes off, right? So that's Jackson Powers. Can't go wrong with him in the least bit. But then from there, man, when I look at the homie Roman Wilson, why is this an intriguing pick to me? Well, number one, we're kind of short, kind of thin at the receiver position still. Like what we got in GP, like what we brought in with Van Jefferson, but I still feel like we need to add a little bit more talent and more of the higher end variety. To me, Roman Wilson is a really, really good player, man. You see him in terms of just his ability to create separation, gives you the Amon-Ra St. Brown type vibes when you watch him. Before Amon-Ra, I was thinking of Amon-Ra. I was thinking of another cat that played here in Pittsburgh. When I came through, Lance Moore, another one of those guys that are shifty, able to create in the space in terms of just creating separation when they're running those routes, but consistent hands catching, and I like his run out the catch ability. Blake Fisher. Now, Blake Fisher, man, that's a big tackle right there, man. I like his game, man. Physical bruiser, can definitely help our situation. The big question when you're talking about Blake or any of these tackles as it gets out of the first and second round is how they handle speed and the consistency with that. That is going to be, you know, what you talk about, whether it's Blake or any of these other tackles that we're going to talk about that are in some of these other mocks, you know, in the third and fourth and stuff like that. But I do like Blake's game. I like his physicality. Now, Jarrian Jones, this might be my favorite nickel corner in this class, man. And more importantly, when you picked him in this draft, I was really excited about him because I like his game, man. You talk about a physical athlete that, number one, flies to the ball, high-end ball skills as well. You could play him on the outside, but to me, I think he's going to be perfect as in that slot situation. Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys I like a lot. If we are able to get him, man, I think that could definitely be an added weapon to our defense, especially when you're talking about our slot corner position and how it's still fairly open, right? I think of a Dante Jackson. I think of a JPJ. And then if I'm able to slide Jarrian Jones on the inside right there, man, I think that is a nice setup, baby. Super nice. So shout out to Jarrian Jones, man. Then in the fourth round, Tyke Smith. Now, Tyke Smith, obviously, we know he started out at West Virginia. Then he transferred over to Georgia. And yeah, Tyke is as good as advertised, man. He flies to the ball, see ball, get ball, physical, riding with bad intentions. Plays fast, though. And that's the other thing, very fundamentally sound. Played safety, but the way they were utilizing him at Georgia, it was almost like he was a nickel in terms of just the alignment and how he was typically in the box around the line of scrimmage type of guy. He can do that, but he is super versatile. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Tyke, man. I'm a big Tyke fan. So yeah, if he was able to come into this mix as well, I think that's a dope situation for us because, like you said, whenever you're getting versatile playmakers and physical guys on the perimeter that can stop the run as well, that's what you're going to want, especially in the AFC North. We know what running back just signed with the Baltimore Ravens. And you know what the Cleveland Browns like to do as well when they have their full stable of backs, man. You got to tackle on the perimeter, but at the same time, you want versatile guys that can cover. And Tyke, to me, he gives you a little bit of both right there, man. Now, like we said, man, Joe Milton at 178. Hey, if Joe Milton is there at 178, man, sign me up. Go take him, absolutely. But this dude's gone. We already know that. He is not going to be here. So we'll just, like I said, let the PFF and all the other draft simulators, because literally all of them have Joe Milton available this late in the draft. We know that's not happening, though, all right? But lastly, Marcus Harris. Marcus Harris was interesting to me. If we're talking, just that late round flyer, he kind of puts me in the mix of more of a Larry Ogunjobi, Montravius Adams type of player, right? In terms of not the biggest, but the speed is how he wins. Not always the most fundamentally sound either, but his effort and his athleticism is how he'll win. And then you see him, versus the run on the backside of plays, he's chasing anything down. Front side, man, if he gets off and he's up on you, man, he can win. But obviously the consistency is a little bit of an issue with him. And because he's a smaller, not in terms of, just stature, just on the lighter side. I do think that that's also part of why he's more athletic, but why he struggles at times, point of attack versus some of those hard doubles and things like that. But to me, man, Marcus Harris is an interesting late round flyer, man. If you're just trying to get athletic body types, younger dudes in here that can, do similar things to the guys that we already have or the guys that are getting paid, but we don't feel that this guy's necessarily ready to take that next step just yet. A Marcus Harris, to me, kind of gives me that type of mindset, man. So I do like that. But like I said, this was Rob Welton. This was his mock draft. So he was the first one we were breaking down today. So you guys let me know in the comment section your thoughts on Rob's mock draft. All right. Let me get back over here and see what we're talking about. All right. Let's see what my peoples is saying. AJ Martinez, yes, baby, this is real. This is not a fire drill, baby. Come on, man. I'll see you, and I'm looking right at you. Quan, Leah Warren, what's the word? But shout out to you, though, Leah. She's not really a mock draft person, but she's here for the support. Respect on that. Respect. Yeah. Now, Cody Khan gave it a B+. Okay. I like it. Let's see. Isaiah Aguilar says, I didn't know there wasn't going to be a live on the weekend. Man, sometimes we pull up on a live and sometimes we chill. Sometimes you get both. So I figured yesterday you dropped the film session. Shout out to the Justin Fields tape, and each and every one of y'all rocking with that content. Salute y'all. But then I figured today, man, we're going to spice it with a little bit of a live as well, man. So figured that's why it was fun like that. Gucci Finesse says it's a solid B. Okay. Quan Summers gives it an 8 out of 10. All right. And Jonathan Honorable gives it a B. I like it. All right. Okay. Respect. And I see you, Victor Asher, in that 561 West Palm Beach. One time for the culture, baby. Hey, and shout out to you, Jonathan. I like you liking my hoodie, baby. From the heart. Oh, now it's officially alive. Ladies and gents, if y'all were wondering if we were live or not, if y'all were curious about is Moats really giving this live content or is he just pump faking us? AJ Martinez just dropped the super chat. Y'all know whenever AJ drop a super chat, man, it's a real deal live stream. So salute you, AJ. And he says, yo, 5-5. Thanks for the Saturday show, young man. I salute you, man. Y'all rock with the show heavy. So I always try to, drop as much content as I can within reason. Because, like I said, got to keep wifey and the fam happy. But they rocking with it. They supporting it. So that's what we down here today in the lab, man. Having some more fun with it, all right? But salute Rob Welton in his first official mock draft, all right? Next one we're going to check out is from my man Raymond Kane. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of why I kind of like when we do these mock drafts and, how we're doing it today. We know, it's a ton of players out there. And to act like we know every single player coming out of college, nah, it's not real. But this does kind of give us an idea, or at least a mindset of, all right, these are specific targets for us potentially. And what we've seen throughout the past 5 years now is 9 times out of 10, the more of these that we've done, we are talking about pretty much or have an understanding of every player that we're drafting right before it happens. And that's a dope thing to be in, or a dope way to be for us as a Steelers fan base, right? So we have a better understanding of these players and what the expectations should be. All right. But with that being the case, let's tap in with Raymond Kane. Now, first round, 20th overall, he went with Quinyon Mitchell, the speedy all-world corner out of Toledo. Then in the second round, went with Zach Frazier. Shout out to my West Virginia Mountaineers. Third round with Jamari Thrash. Definitely like Thrash, man. Big time. Third round as well, pick 98. One of my favorite slot corner, Jerry Jones. Definitely digging his tape at 119 with Matt Goncalves, or I think I said right. Goncalves. I think I said. I don't know, but yeah. Shout out to Matt from Pitt. And then from there at 178, Dallin Holker. Definitely interesting player right there. And then Jordan Jefferson in the 6th round, 195 overall. All right. So with this one, I dig it. And I dig it a lot. Because when we're looking at the way that this was attacked, corner is where he went in the first round. Shout out to Raymond Kane on the thought process, right? So when we're talking corner, Quinyon Mitchell, he's up there with your Nate Wiggins, right? You can't go wrong one or the other with those dudes. Both big, speed, can fly. To me personally, I like Quinyon Mitchell's physicality. The big question with Quinyon was he played at Toledo, but you saw him at the Senior Bowl and he stepped up and he looked good down there. So I love that first pick right there. Obviously a position of need. I think it only strengthens where we are with JPJ, Dante Jackson as well, right? So definitely like that pick. But then we know we need a center. You, me, everybody knows we still need a center right now. So in this situation, you get Zach Frazier, who to me is the number 2 center in this draft, right? You can make the case between him and Graham Barton out of Duke. But that right there, man, being able to knock out corner and still turn around and getting you a center that we feel can come in here and play day one, man. I like that move a lot. Then from there, you add some help at the wide receiver room. Thrash, dude, could take the top off defense, man. All right, and that's what you like to see in terms of the receiving room, because you're just adding a different element or adding another piece to what we currently have. You already heard the breakdown of Jerry and Jones. Definitely like that. Matt Goncalves. I don't know how you say his name. Matt Goncalves. There it is. Matt Goncalves. I like him as well, man. To me, played left, but at the same time, good size, man. Really good size. Now, not the type that you're watching him and you're saying, man, he's just mauling guys off the field, but always in position, very fundamentally where you want him to be. Now, the big question is, once again, speed. You see at times he can struggle with that, but a lot of these tackles, as you get out of those first two rounds, that is a little bit of what they struggle with. To me, I think with Matt, man, he still plays with good position. You can make the case about some of just the anchoring and speed rush stuff, but at the same time, if you're talking about him in the 4th round, you like the upside. You like the potential of him being a swing guy as well early on. So definitely like that. Dallin Hooker, though, that's the interesting one, because Dallin at some points, when you're watching him on tape, he looks like he could be, another one of those Pat Frymouth types. Get the ball in his hands and he's going to make you, pay what he's able to do with the ball in terms of just run out the catchability, athleticism and stuff like that. But then you see some of his inefficiencies, whether it's a little bit in the blocking game. Now, he will block, and I do like that. But, yeah, you can see where sometimes he comes up a little bit short. And then from a catching standpoint, just consistently catching the football. Those are some of the things. But to me, man, Dallin's a good player. Dallin's an interesting player if you're talking about late round flyers on guys. The upside is, yeah, you could potentially develop into a Pat Frymouth type that can receive, that can catch that ball and be a legitimate weapon with it. But at the same time, if you're not able to develop into that, maybe early on you're just competition for Connor Hayward, right? But that was kind of how I felt about Dallin right there, man. But like I said, man, definitely like his game. And then Jordan Jefferson is interesting to me, man, because Jordan, it was another D tackle that we're going to talk about from LSU as well. But Jordan, man, athletic, not as big though, but productive. And that's the thing. It's like, man, you see him versus the run, you see him versus the pass, man. I think he has a good get off. I think he's just really athletic and nimble interior D lineman. But at times, he can play a little bit hot. At times, you want to be more fundamentally sound. And that's part of why he's a 6-year-old prospect. Because, yeah, it's certain things that he does. You're like, okay, I can win with that. I can coach that up. We can feel good about this. And there's other stuff where you're just like, yeah, we're going to need you to be a little bit better here, baby. But I definitely like this draft a lot. I think this is a good mock right here. Shout out to Raymond Kane. All right. So you guys let me know your thoughts on this mock from Raymond Kane. All right. Let's see. Russell Schwartz also threw in the super chat. Shout out to you. He says, Moats, check out Kai Wright from JMU, former Pitt Panther from Farrell, PA. I say less, man. We'll have to go back and rewatch that on the homie Kai Wright as well, man. Let's get it. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts. On Raymond Cane's. I say Raymond Cane's, right? Maybe you got me over here thinking about Cane's chicken, man. 'Cause it's like right around the way, okay? But shout out to you, Raymond Kane, okay? But I do like how you working with this thing, though, man. Going corner, center, wide receiver, doubling up on the corner position. Got me some tackle help. Okay. Ethan Leach giving it a B. Okay, I likes that. Respect. Now, Jonathan Honorable says he would have liked to take a tackle earlier. I could definitely understand that. In this situation, the mock was a 4th-round tackle, so decent. But like I said, man, you don't feel as if that's coming in and guaranteeing to start or guaranteeing to be an upgrade over our situation. So I can understand that part. Quan Summer with an 8.5. Okay, little 8.5 out of 10. Now Javi Bird was like, yo, 2 corners? Yikes. But think of it like this. Feel great about JPJ. You feel good about or feel really good about Dante Jackson, the corner that we traded for, and when we sent Deontay Johnson to Carolina. But from there, you still have questions about your 3rd corner or your true, slot corner. And then you want to add depth as well, because we currently don't have a ton of depth at that position. So that's why I can understand the 2 corner scenario. When you're getting Quinyon Mitchell in the first, if you're getting a Quinyon Mitchell or Nate Wiggins in the first, you go. Like, that's a great scenario. You're happy about it. You feel good. But at the same time, Jarian Jones is a true inside corner to me, a true slot guy. And I think, his brand of ball, the way that he plays from watching him on tape, I think that his game could definitely, be an asset to our secondary from a defensive standpoint. So that's why, to me, I don't hate the double corner scenario because of those 2 specific players. So yeah, that's kind of the thought process with it. But let's get it. I see AJ Martinez give it a B. Mano gave it a C. Okay. Respect. Okay. Let's see. Kung Fu Kenny said a solid C+. Extremely underwhelming talent-wise. So I would agree in this sense. Not the most overly, wow, look at this athlete type. But what I will say is if you look at the production from all these players, the production does show. And that's part of the back and forth when, whenever we're talking draft, because draft is no different than free agency, right? Do you want the guy that's a great prospect or a guy that's a great athlete or the guy that is actually producing? And there's never a true right or wrong, because you can see guys that can produce, but it's more system or scheme related, or because they're playing next to a dominant player, they kind of get just the benefit of that. But then you see scenarios where this great athlete is, they're taking him away, but he's opening up doors for other people. So that's the give and take with it, man. But like I said, there's really no right or wrong way about it. Me personally, I lean a little bit more to the production side just because when I came out, I was more of a production player than a perfect athlete, right? In terms of the eyeball test, 6'4", 260 and all that type of stuff. But at the same time, it's like they both could work though. So I like your mindset, and that's how we rock it with it. Shout out to the homie Raymond Kane. All right. Okay. Let's see. Next, we got the main man, Edwin Vargas. So now y'all see, man. All right. We're not just brand loyal. We don't just stick to PFF because we like how their mock drafts look, and they do look amazing. And it's like the best to me. You know, we are versatile. So shout out to this mock situation as well from the homie Edwin Vargas. Okay. All right. So with Edwin, obviously in the first round at 20th overall, he went with Talise Fuaga, the big body right tackle out of Oregon State. Moves extremely well, might I add. Then from there, 51 overall, went with Zach Frazier, center out of West Virginia. We just talked about him. At 84 overall, Jalen McMillan. Definitely like Jalen. Definitely like him. Then in the second of his third round picks at 98th overall, went with Andrew Phillips, the speedy corner out of Kentucky. Then at 119, this is the other LSU D tackle I was talking about, right? So this is Mason Smith. He wore number 0 down there at LSU. Picked him at 119. Then at 178 in the 6th round, went with the left guard, if I remember correctly, Javion Cohen out of Miami. And then at 195, went with Braden McGregor, the long, lengthy pass rusher out of Michigan. Shout out to the Wolverines, all right? So I actually like this. I think this is a cool little draft right here, man. Number one, you get us a right tackle that we're plugging and playing in day one in terms of Talise Fuaga. Has the size, has the athleticism, can finish. Terms of the question marks with him, speed, right? But even with that, I thought that he did a great job the majority of times, you know, watching him on tape, handling speed rushers. Now, obviously, we know that there's a difference between college level speed rushers and pro level speed rushers. But to me, Fuaga, man, we would feel really good with him being the right tackle. Then from there, Zach Frazier. That's the guy we said, man. If you don't get Jackson Powers Johnson in the first round, you got to get you a Zach Frazier in the second round. It's one or the other, you know, and you can make a case for a Graham Barton, but you got to get one of those two dudes, man, just because of our current situation right now. Third round, though, Jalen McMillan. I like him. Listen, between Jalen McMillan and Rome Odunze, it's like Washington receivers were just, yeah, how you want to do it, Michael Penix? Just throw it deep to that guy. He's going to go kill somebody. Go throw it deep to that guy. He's going to go kill somebody, man. Yeah, shout out to Jalen McMillan. Can't go wrong with him. If you're able to get him at 84, I'm not tripping on that at all. 98th overall, Andrew Phillips. He's intriguing to me. Fast, physical, but at the same time, it's like you see him in some positions where a play could be made and doesn't always make it. And that's part of why, you know, he's in that 98th spot versus being higher up, because the athleticism and the ability, oh my gosh, like the dude checks all those boxes. But you would like a little bit more production from him, especially, you know, when you're just talking about catch point stuff, down the grass stuff. That is where I would like to see him be a little bit better, but that's appropriate when you're talking about being at 98th overall versus being a, you know, top 50 pick. So definitely understand that. Mason Smith, I was back and forth on him. I like his size. I think he does a good job in terms of eating up space, commanding the double teams, but I wasn't the biggest fan when I watch games of him because I don't feel like it's as productive as I would like it to be, specifically in the run game. I think it still does a good job, but that's the only thing that made me a little bit hesitant about him. I think if I'm picking, you know, interior D lineman from LSU, I still kind of like Jordan Jefferson's tape more than Mason Smith, just based off of the games that I had watched, just because I thought Jordan was a little bit more productive and a better athlete, but Mason Smith definitely had the size element of it, you know. Now, Javion Cohen, can't go wrong, man, in terms of interior swing guard, but at this stage of the draft, this is mainly depth early on, and hopefully it can develop into something bigger than that. But we also know at offensive linemen, you don't always have to draft them in the first. Some of these dudes, it can develop. And that's the weird part about it. But I do like what I see when I watch Javion on tape. Physical, compact, dope punch, can anchor. But like I said, it's a reason, he does struggle at times, man, with some of that movement in the interior portions. That's why, he's towards the back end. And then with Braden McGregor, we talked about him on the podcast. But to me, man, Braden, long, length, get off, pass, rusher, has to be stouter against the run. And just, the pad level. Bring it down some because he's a tall guy. But I definitely like Braden's game. I think he's one of those guys early on, situational pass rusher, run down on kickoff, cover, stuff like that. But could potentially develop because he does have the size. But right now, like I said, he has to, I think, get a little bit stronger. And then that pad level and the fundamentals in terms of just playing against that run more consistently because he is a taller guy. But let me know your thoughts on Edwin Vargas, all right, and his mock situation. How we feeling on that one, man? Now, AJ Martinez. Yeah, he said, so Moats, Graham Barton played offensive tackle in college. Graham Barton actually played offensive tackle, right guard, left guard, and center. Started at all of them. Absolutely, man. So that's the part that makes Graham Barton so unique. Because he played at multiple spots, started at multiple spots, and looked good at multiple spots. That's why he's the one that a lot of people, including myself, view him as being able to go back to the interior part of that offensive line. Now, at tackle, he can still play out there. I think he will struggle with speed consistently at the NFL level. But you talk about him at center, you go back and watch his tape from his freshman year. Yeah, I want to say freshman year is where he had the 10 start set there. Yeah, totally different situation, man. So he's one of those guys. But the problem is you're going back 2 years. So that's why I ranked him JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, first, Zach Frazier second, then Graham Barton third, because Graham will be transitioning back to center. Whereas if he was coming out playing center right now, I think, he's a better center than Zach Frazier. Problem is, we're looking at tape from 2 years ago with him at that position and saying he would have to go back to it. So that's kind of the thought process with it. But yeah, if you're watching his tape from Duke, you're only going to see him at tackle. And in terms of this past year, you're only going to see him at tackle. But go back to his freshman year, you'll see him on the interior part. Yeah. Shout out to Kempo Man 1. He know what's up. Graham Barton is an absolute stud. Future All-Pro and center. I'm like, all right, y'all play y'all want to, man. If you put Graham at tackle, leave him out there, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, man. You put him at center, I think you're gonna be feeling a lot better about the scenario and the results, But Zach Frazier is definitely dope as well, and that's kind of why I'm back and forth on both of them. It's just I currently got a chance to see Zach Frazier this past season. And that's the thing. Whereas, like we said with Graham, we're looking at it from a couple seasons ago because he was at tackle this past year. All right. Oh, we got some upper room gifts coming out. All right. Shout out to Richard R. Bezo joining the upper room. So welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And then AJ Martinez continuing to do what AJ does, which is be an absolute rock star at life. And I like the new updated picture too, AJ. You showing the beard, got some chest out. Okay, I peeps you. But sent the upper room membership to Kawhi Leonard, Tim Odell, Mr. Nick Otime, James McMillan, and Michael G. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And speaking of upper room members, in fact, if I remember correctly, it should be 2 film sessions still available to you guys. It's actually been in there for a little bit over a week now, man, for the upper room to have early access to. But Dante Jackson, along with Deshaun Elliott, both Master Moats film sessions are available, have been available early to upper room members. And that's just one of those added perks, man. Y'all rock with the channel like that on occasion. Man, we drop something early to y'all before everybody else gets it, all right? So definitely check out that. And then obviously I know we got the Justin Fields film session, like I said, that just dropped yesterday, man. Nice long content, 40 minutes of it for the homie. All right. Then we had another super that came in here. Shout out to Manny_fresh. Fresh. He says, scary hours hoodie is tough, but Drake is dodging that Kung Fu Kenny smoke. I thought he would have responded by now. Trust me, man, we on the same page. I felt weird about throwing the hoodie on, understanding everything that's going on in that space. Drake then turned to the Twitter. He captioned. It's like, all right, like, I get it. You're cool. You don't have to respond. Sure. Chubb saying stuff. All right, I get it. But that still doesn't take away from the fact that Kendrick did come right at you, man. And that Cole. Okay. Now, we know Cole on album mode, so we're going to let Cole chill for a little bit. Cole, we're going to talk to him on the album, though. But yeah, man, I felt some type of, I'm like, come on, Drake. We waiting on you, baby. Go ahead and send something back, man. It's about that time. But the hoodie is still fire. So, like I said, I had to drop that on him, man. So salute that. And I got the hoodie. Shout out to Buggy. And he said where I got the hoodie from. Where did I get the hoodie? It was when Drake and J. Cole came and did their concert in Pittsburgh. We actually were able to buy it at the concert there. But I've heard that they don't release these hoodies at like all the concerts. So yeah, I don't know if you get it in another place, but that's where I caught mine at. But let's see. Oh, and shout out to you, Steven Carpenter. He says the Fields breakdown was fire, and he says appreciate the content. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you as well. And with that being the case, man, let's take a little pause for the cause. Y'all hit that like button one time if you're digging the Saturday stream, okay? Hit that like button. All right, we don't really do a lot of these, but when we do them, we like to have fun. And who knows, maybe we'll start doing even more of these things, all right? And if you're new to the channel, also make sure you subscribe, all right? So that way, you're not missing out on whenever any of these things pop up, okay? That notification bell doesn't hurt anything either. But did want to do some housekeeping. Like I said at the beginning, back in February, man, we did the giveaway on the channel, right? The Steelers terrible towel that was signed by me. The autographed picture that I had as well, and my signed copy of my book, The Moats Theory of Life. So we initially did the giveaway, and I announced my winner, and my man never followed back up. He got lost in the sauce. It happens. But I said, man, we can't wait any longer. I got to get this up out of here, all right? So with that being the case, we're going to do a little quick giveaway. It ain't hard. It's a pretty chill one. It's a pretty easy one, all right? The way it's going to work like this is I'm going to simply ask a question, and the first one that gets it right in the comment section, that'll be the one I choose, all right? It's simple as that, all right? So for the signed terrible towel by yours truly, the signed autographed picture of yours truly, and the signed copy of my book, The Moats Theory of Life, the question is, in February, me and my family, we took a vacation, all right? We did a little video with it as well. Where did we travel to? Where was our vacation to? Let me know in the comment section. Like I said, we did it in February. We dropped the video for it as well. First one I see says the name of it will be the winner of the giveaway. Put the little, should get the Jeopardy music going in here. Do, 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 do. Oh, all right. I see my island people. They shoot. Bahamas. It's the Bahamas. It was the Caymans. It was the Bahamas. Oh, I said it's Antigua. Oh, we getting cold. Oh, he says Jamaica. Oh, he says one of these islands, man. It was Turks. Oh, we found the winner. We have found the winner. Jonathan the Honorable. Anguilla is the name of the island that me and my family went to on our February family vacation. We did drop the vlog for that as well, man. Just showing off some of the culture, man. So yes, salute to you, Jonathan Honorable. So the way to claim your prize, or to get me to get it to send it to you, send me an email, moatswinners@gmail.com. And then after that, man, we'll do some stuff to, verify you. And after that, I get your address and send that out, man. But salute you, Jonathan the Honorable. And I do like the guesses, though. Y'all were fire with this. Antigua was close, Tim O'Dell. That was close, all right? Saw some Turks in there, some Cancun, some Cabos. Everybody say, look, it's one of these islands, all right? I know you was with somebody's island. It was somebody's beach. So salute you, man. All righty. Oh, shout out to Let's Go You Dub, man. Pulling up with a super chat, man. Salute you, salute you. Says you have a chance to check out Chris Abrams' drain out of Mizzou yet, Moats. Also, Steelers have a meeting with Penix. I did see they were having a meeting with Penix. I like it. I was just a little bit curious in terms of, like, I guess we just doing due diligence because, like, yo, Penix ain't fit to be there. Like, not for us. Like, that's not in our market, is it? I don't think that's in the market. I mean, I should never say never, but I just didn't think that he personally was going to be available to us. That's all, okay? And you know what? In terms of Chris Abrams, let me pull him up real quick, man, because I did, but I want to just make sure that I'm all the way refreshed. So we're going to do it just like this. You're going to get a little live reaction, okay? I'm going to pull him up on the thing and okay? So just hold me down for a second. Let's check out Chris, okay? Let's check him out. A little live and direct. Chris Abrams drain, all right? 51 tackles, 4 picks. Okay, let's see what we talking about. I like the hands. Getting that head around. Okay. Definitely on the longer, linear side. Do like that, man. But peep the ball skills. Definitely peeping the ball skills. Okay. Shout out, let's go, UW. Shout out you. But I say, because I do like how my man is playing on the inside and the outside, man. But more importantly, man, getting that head around is a big thing to me, man. Because when you're talking about just at this level, man, that catch point is real. But the one thing that I will say, man, I would like to see him be better at is just off of the line of scrimmage, man, in terms of his press. It's more of the end run versus him legitimately getting good reroutes, and it puts him in more of the trail position. But at the same time, he does, to me, he plays pretty confident and comfortable in that position. I do like his closing ability and his ability to hit too, baby. We ain't tripping on that. So shout out. Okay. But I like him, man. I definitely like him though. But yeah, he plays fast though. Fast cat, man. Okay. One time for Chris Abrams drain, man. Young corner out of Mizzou. Yeah, he could definitely cook, though. We could definitely cook with that. Definitely cook with him. All right. So let's get back to these mocks, man. We got 2 more mocks, man, for today's stream. Okay, so let's tap in. This one is from the homie Chris. 8195. 8195. One time for the coaching. Okay, so first round, he went with Jackson Powers Johnson. Definitely like that. Second round with my guy, Lad McConkey. Shout out to Lad McConkey, man. One time for the coach. He will route you up. Give me some big bodies in the interior portion of my offensive line with Christian Mahogany. Then from there at 98th overall, Dadrian Taylor Demerson. Now, if y'all don't know this cat right here, man, I like him. Between him and Tyke Smith, man, I was back and forth. I'm like, bro, I like both of their games, man. But to me, Dadrian, definitely more of the ball hawk, definitely more to go up and get that thing picks type of guy, whereas Tyke is more the physical, he's going to thump you type of safety, man. But definitely like Dadrian, man. I liked his tape a lot. Christian Jones, big body tackle out of Texas in the 4th round. Luke McCaffrey, get some of that pedigree in your system. And more importantly, man, this is a dude that wins, man. Competes, catch point, down the grass, like it. Big thing is went with Rice. That's the question mark, right? And then in the 6th round, very interesting prospect in Zion. I think it's Logue. I think they said Logue. Zion Logue. So with this mock right here from Chris 8195. Shout out to Chris 8195, by the way. Jackson Powers Johnson, number 1. Love that. We can't go wrong with him. And the mocks. I think that's going to always be your safe bet to start out any mock draft for the Steelers this year for a couple of reasons. Number 1, we don't have a center currently on the roster. And number 2, that is the best center prospect in this year's class, to me at least. Then from there at 51 overall, you got Lad McConkey, man. Lad McConkey, that is a dude that you put out there at that wide receiver spot opposite GP, and we are going to be excited. We're going to be feeling good. And you talk about just his ability to complement, right? That's your Cooper Kupp type of dude, man. Routes, beat you down the yard, hands, speed, Yeah, he checks them boxes, man. You watch him at the Senior Bowl, he checks them boxes. When he is healthy, he is a problem to deal with, man. All right, absolute problem. Definitely like his tape, man. Christian Mahogany, I typically wouldn't like this pick in the third. I'll be like, man, if we're going to go interior offensive lineman, we need to go first and second. But the reason why I do like Christian is at the guard position, we wouldn't be needing him to come in here and start day one. Right now, he provides us with instant depth and competition for Nate Herbig, right? But to me, I still think you're going to roll with James Daniels and Isaac Seumalo as your starters. But now you have Christian, who is, like I said, your depth this year. And it gives you leverage when you're talking about contract scenarios for James Daniels or Isaac Seumalo or even Nate Herbig once the season ends. So I don't hate that in the third round. The other third round pick, 98th overall, Dadrian Taylor Demerson. Like I said, big fan of his game, man. I like what he brings to the table. You put him back there. The only thing with Dadrian, I think that him and Minka are very similar in terms of what they do on the back end. So who do I want in the box? That's the back and forth. Whereas, like I said, Tyke Smith, I think it just simplifies it because he's definitely more of the box guy. Whereas Dadrian, he can play back there deep, man, and make big time plays, man. But Christian Jones, man, another, like I said, I feel like early on, he would be competing with Dan Moore if we were going to do the whole Dan to right tackle scenario. I'm back and forth because, like I said, man, fourth round, he does bring some good stuff to the table. But in my mind, I'm thinking, man, if I want to tackle, I need somebody that's going to come out here and, like, start. Otherwise, I got to go Broderick at right, Dan at left again. And I just, I can understand people being back and forth with that thought process. So that's kind of why I'm conflicted with the Christian Jones move. Luke McCaffrey, though, you can't go wrong right there, man. Definitely like the pedigree. I like the pickup. I like the fact that it adds depth to the wide receiver room. And it's just another body in there, right? When we're talking about competition, man, just making that room even better. He could bring that. Now Zion Logue, he is interesting to me, man, because you watch him and at times on that Georgia D line, he looks like he's a dog. He looks like he's an animal, man. He gets off that rock, he's bullying people, runs to the football. But then at other times, he's very high and not fundamentally sound. And that's part of why, he's projected in the 6th round versus being a lot earlier, because the talent is there. The talent for certain is there. But that's the one with me where I'm just kind of back and forth like, yeah, you're very talented, but you're very inconsistent. And that's, like I said, a big reason why, he's up here this one. But as a whole, I probably like this the least of the ones we've talked about thus far. But at the same time, it does have some pretty good players in terms of just answering positions of need. We get our center position taken care of. Get your wide receiver, number 2, taken care of. Get some guard depth. You bring in a safety that can compete. Tackle depth or tackle competition for whoever you want to put at right. More wide receiver depth. And then it's another big body. All right, in terms of the D-line. So, like I said, don't hate it. Don't hate it. Shout out to you, Chris. Okay, now it's time for the last mock that we're going to talk about on today's stream. Then after that, we're going to get back to our weekend activities, whether y'all watching some of this UFL ball that's going on right now and anything else going on in between. Okay, but yeah, I was with you on that one, Javi Bird. You said this one's kind of mid. Yeah, that it ain't hit the same way. And Ken Poman was asking where was the slot corner. Yeah, I'm with you. Ethan Lee give it a C-. I was like, it had some good elements. But as a whole, it's like, probably just the least of the 3 that we've talked about thus far, that being number 4. I'm like, doesn't make the podium just yet. Okay. Bust down. Called it mid as well. Okay. All right. Now, I like that comp right there by Maynard. He says Luke McCaffrey is similar to a Wes Welker or Julian Edelman. That is accurate. I do like that. And yeah, he agreed with me also on the Lab McConkey to Cooper Kupp comp as well, man. So salute you. I like how we both on the same page, man. Tapping in. All right. So yeah, for the final mock draft, man, it's from the homie David Martin. Okay. Shout out to David Martin as well. But he goes with Amarius Mims in the 1st round. Right tackle out of Georgia. Zach Frazier in the second, 51 overall. Jalen McMillan. Give me that wide receiver situation out of Washington. Any of them dudes you can't go wrong with. Cam Hart. Like Cam Hart, physical corner out of Notre Dame. McKinley Jackson, interior D lineman, nose tackle out of Texas A&M at 119. Then at 178, Trevin Wallace. Nice linebacker. I like his mindset. Very productive. And then at 195, we take the flyer on Jordan Travis, quarterback out of Florida State. Now, I definitely like that one. Definitely like that. All right, so let's chop it up, man. Amarius Mims. Yeah. If we're flirting with the right tackle position, he's definitely one of the guys that I'm highly interested in from an athletic ability standpoint, a physicality standpoint, passing the eyeball test standpoint. Problem is, doesn't have a ton of tape because obviously, was dealing with some injuries this season. But you look at when he's been available, when he's been on the field, he is a man-child out there. And you see him in some of the biggest games, college football semifinal, college football national championship game. He showed up in a major way. All right, so I definitely like Amarius Mims in the first. Don't hate that in the least bit. Then you turn it around in the second and give me a center in terms of Zach Frazier. Can't go wrong with that. Then I get a Jalen McMillan in the third. Oh, baby, we are cooking right now. I'm liking where we're going with this one. Then from there at 98th overall, my second, third round pick, you give me Cam Hart. Versatile corner, man, physical corner, speed as well, man, can play outside. I think you could also bump into the inside at times also, man. So definitely like that. McKinley Jackson at 119. McKinley, to me, that's my nose, man. That's the guy that I'm bringing in to compete with Amon Travis. That's the guy that I do like in terms of just some versatility, in terms of being able to bump out to that 3 technique, but also be able to play, like I said, a true nose tackle position, man. So I definitely like his tape. Trevin Wallace is interesting at 178. Not overly athletic, but I love his eyes in the sense of when you watch just how he sees the football, how he tracks the running backs and the ball carriers, you could tell that he understands what offense are trying to do in terms of just trying to attack defenses, and more importantly, how he needs to hunt these running backs and ball carriers, man. I definitely like his tape a lot. Like I said, just athletically, that's some of the stuff, man. It could be a little bit tight in his hips, but to me, man, I thought he was a productive player down there at Kentucky, man. Him and Andrew Phillips, man. You watch those two dudes on tape, and you're like, okay, y'all kicking some butt down there, man. So definitely like the Trevin move. I also like the fact that if you bring him in, that's added competition for Mark Robinson, right? We know Mark's been around for a while. We like Mark, but at the same time, it's like, man, this that time, man, where you're either making moves or we're bringing in new people, man. So Trevin would essentially be that newer version, right? No different than when Buddy Johnson was here before it was a Mark Robinson, right? We could just go down the list. So to me, man, Trevin is definitely one of those guys that I'm intrigued about. And then Jordan Travis. We obviously know he got hurt. That was the big reason why number one, Florida State didn't get a chance for the Natty, but also why his stock has dropped as far as it has. But to get a Jordan Travis, man, you're obviously doing the flyer, okay? Give him the red shirt here, let him recover, rehab the leg. But when he gets back, you do have to feel good about, number one, his ability to decipher defenses. Man, he's quick in terms of his release, getting the football out, has athleticism where he can use his legs. But at the same time, man, he's a smart kid. When you watch him play, watch how he's, just going through his progressions. He checks off a ton of boxes. And that was why he was, potentially one of those guys that was going to be discussed for a Heisman or be discussed as, one of these higher end quarterbacks that, have been talked about. But for him, just got hurt at the wrong time, the end of the year, man. But to me, man, I like this draft a lot, man. Like I said, man, because I'm getting my right tackle, I'm getting my center, getting me a wide receiver first 3 rounds. Feel good about all that. Got me a corner that could play inside and outside. Got me interior D lineman. Got me a linebacker just because, between competition and with the new kickoff rules as well. Trevin is definitely a guy that you can see benefiting out there making plays. And then, like I said, man, Jordan Travis, the late round flyer at quarterback. Not tripping on that at all, man. So you guys let me know your thoughts on this situation. Let's see what the congregation has to say. Quan, something give it a 9 off the gate. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, Cody Khan says, except not drafting a QB now. Well, I will say this. Don't think of this as truly drafting a QB. Think of this very similar to the Justin Fields or even the Russell Wilson scenario. You're getting a crazy talent for, small to almost crumbs in terms of the value of what you have to give up for him. Justin Fields for a 6th round, conditional 6th round. Russell Wilson for $1.2 million. Jordan Travis was a quarterback that would have went a lot earlier if he would have been healthy. So to get him in the 6th round, think of it in that vein of, man, I can go stash you, as a injured dude just recovering all year. And now once this quarterback situation clears up this season, I still have you waiting in the wings that we feel really good about, man. So that's kind of the thought process with the quarterback scenario. Now, 9 Lock says, I like Mims, but they think he is a project. So I don't feel like he's a project. I think the project conversation is just the lack of tape. So whenever there's lack of tape, it's just hard to be definitive on a player. But at the same time, as you've seen with the draft, right, you could watch every college game and think that this guy's going to come in here and be the man. He gets drafted in the 1st round and he's a bust. So there is no perfect science to it. But what I will say is just, looking at his body type, looking at how he moves and thinking to myself as a former pass rusher going against those type of dudes. Yeah, to me, man, I think he could be a handful to deal with because of his size and athleticism and the power that he has. So that's why, to me, I don't view him as a project. I just think you just got to get him in. You get him in here and now he gets a chance to just work. And knowing that we have a Broderick here as well, a former teammate of him, and they both are starting tackles right in the national championship, not this past season, but the year prior to that. Mims was the right tackle, Broderick was the left. So I'm like, why not run that back? Darnell Washington was out there as well. George Pickens was out there as well. You catch what I'm doing over here, right? Let's go ahead and get more of that over here, man. So that was kind of the thought process with it. 9 Lock, but salute you though, salute you. Now, Mac the Guru, Baltimore Gaming, is asking, where do we send the mock draft so they could potentially be featured on, streams like today or on the website, arthurmoats.com, or when me and Deke are doing our live podcast throughout the week? The place you send them is to moatswinners@gmail.com. All right, my last name, Moats Winners, because we all are winners, @gmail.com. Send that in to me, and then that'd be the easiest way to either get it, featured on the show, talked about, or at least on the website as well. Rod Dollar gives it a B+. Salute you on that one, Rod Dollars. Let's go. And Cody Khan says, that Mims would be an upgrade at minimum. And I do agree with you there, man, in terms of the right tackle position. All right. Now, AJ Martinez spit the block one final time on me today. And he says, yo, great content. I'm crushing the heavy bag, ready to back up Deke White Claws and Steelers Nation at any stadium in America. Blessings to all. Happy birthday to Mrs. Moats from the Martinez family. Now, I salute you, AJ, from the heart, man. And trust me, wifey said she appreciated all of the positive comments, from the birthday shout out. So salute y'all, you know what I'm saying? And she likes the fact that when we come down and have a little fun streaming, it's all good. All right. So salute y'all for that, man. But like I said, man, it's definitely been a vibe, man. And this is something that, like I said, man, more time we got, man, the more time we come out here do some of these solo streams like that, man, whether it is some of the mock draft stuff or like when we did the solo stream reacting to some of the Kenny Pickett news when he got traded and stuff like that, man. So like I said, that's why you got to stay tuned, stay locked in with me, man. All right. But this is definitely the vibe right now, man. So like I said, that will do it in terms of the mocks that I was going to be reacting to today. Salute each and every one of y'all, though, that did pull up on the surprise Saturday stream. Shout out to the homie one time, make sure I get the name right. Yeah, the homie Jonathan Honorable for winning the giveaway. Salute you on that, man. All right, so that will be getting sent to you. Don't forget to send that email in. And yeah, y'all stay safe out there, man. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Easter. All right. And yeah, with that being the case, hit that like button one last time for the coach. And don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, baby. Peace.